Hi guys, welcome back. This will be the September trades review, where I will take a look at all my trades from September and see how they went. I will mostly focus on the trade management aspect of these trades because over the years and over the last probably 6 to 12 months, I have noticed that the reason for taking a trade can vary a lot, and there are a lot of opinions and tactics that can work in the market, but the most important factor is the actual management of the trade. So that is what I am putting all my efforts in, rather than the perfect technical analysis setup or something like that. I don't really believe that there is a perfect setup. I don't believe in fundamental or technical analysis being the holy grail. And so for me, if there would be a holy grail or a way to get closer to the utmost consistency, it would probably be the art of trade management. So let's get into it. I have bought this 50k account at the start of September, a bit before the start of September, and I started it with a Bitcoin long trade on the 29th of August, which unfortunately has ended up in a small loss here, and it was fine. It was a pretty small invalidation. I was just testing the waters with this one. It was around a 0.2% loss, but at the same time, with the BTC long trade, I have also taken an Ethereum long trade. Nevertheless, since I have noticed that the BTC trade was not working out, I have also closed the Ethereum one. Now, looking in hindsight, obviously I probably shouldn't have closed it because the invalidation was quite, kind of lower than this, and it would have amassed to a win, probably a pretty good win, but it is what it is. I have decided to close, and that's it for the first trades of, let's say, September, because this is almost September already when these trades were taken. So the next thing that I wanted to do after September started is I wanted to short Bitcoin here, and the idea was that I wanted to see if we can actually start having a series of lower highs being created, and if this would be let's say strong enough in order for them to hold. So when I shorted around 110k, I have put my stop loss around 113,600. So in case these local highs would be taken, then I would have been taken out of the trade. This trade took quite a lot of time, so around 10 days, let's say, which means that whenever you're trading breakout account, it will kind of dig into your account due to commissions. So even if it would have been a smaller loss for, let's say, $300 or something like that, it amassed to like 450, 460 due to commissions. This is also a thing where if you keep your trades for too long of a time, you will probably get wrecked from the commissions. But this is also obviously a tactic that you should be working around. So this was also a lost trade, a bit bigger than I would have liked, just because of the commissions. You can also see here that if it touched the stop loss, right, and then this small wick here literally created another small impulse to the upside, right? Okay, so then we had this. I have also taken a Solana short here, and I even compounded it after, because I was in a small profits and I was trying to double down on the Solana trade. I thought that we could actually go lower, and the stop loss was around this week here, and I said that okay, if we actually go into this area, we'd probably go higher. So this was a really good stop loss. I obviously didn't take any other trades on Solana because it's a last trade and that's it. It had moved a lot higher after, around $40 higher. So this was a really good stop loss. The loss was really nicely contained. It obviously could have been better, but it's still fine. So we started the month with a few losses, but it is what it is. It's trading. You can't always win, and just as you can't always win, you can't always lose, right? So the next trade was a Bitcoin short trade on 16th of September, which started at 116k, and the stop loss was around 119k. Okay, so what happened here is that we did move a bit higher, but it wasn't with a lot of volume. And at this point, I thought that a short here would be good because there were some pivots at around 118k and around 119k. So if we would have moved to 119k, we would have probably also moved to 120, 21, and maybe 22, which I am expecting shortly to come in the following days. So now we're on the 2nd of October. I would think that we should probably see 121k pretty soon, maybe, hopefully. But then after I took the first sell at around 116k, I have just waited around and see how the PA evolved. Obviously, I had my invalidation, so this was good. After we started breaking down, as I said in the former video, I have taken a compound here at around 113k, which had the stop loss around this cluster here around 116k, which also was a weekend price action high that I wanted the chart not to take, right? So then we also had another compound when we started pushing lower, and the stop loss for this compound was the impulse during the week to 114k, and then I closed the full trade at 110k. Obviously I could have waited for lower, but this was my idea from the first time, so I just closed it at 110k, which was a very good trade. But now, checking Excel charts, I wanted to double check why exactly I wanted a short at 116k. And if we double check this, we can see that there are a lot of longs being opened and a lot of shorts being either closed or liquidated at this high here, right? So when I saw that the market is highly leveraged on longs, I thought that this is a good idea, and so I just did it. Obviously, I also took an Ethereum short at the same time at on the 16th of September. So the short was from around 4.5k, and the stop loss was around 4.8, which would have probably went higher if it would have broken this pivot right here, because we only had a few weeks away from it. So this was also pretty good. We had two compounds here. One after the other, sorry, at around 4.2k, and the first compound had its stop loss around the area where it started dropping, and the second and the third compound had the stop loss around this this cluster here. The closing of the position was kind of good. It was kind of at the bottom, and it was also correlated with the Bitcoin short close. So this was a pretty big profit of around 1.5, 1.6k, which has been like probably 2.5 times more or 2 times more than I have lost before this winning trade, were these winning trades. And then since I actually actively watched to see what happens with the chart, and I wanted to see if this chart had the power to move under 107k, I actually noticed that it didn't have the power to go down from 108.5 to 107, and I said, okay, I think that a lot of people will expect lower prices because they're afraid of this move. So I started buying, right? I started buying, so the stop loss was at 107k. The compound, the first compound, I took my time with it on Bitcoin just because I didn't really see a clear chance to compound, and I had to do it aggressively, right? You can see it here. I compounded at around 13th of September, I think, and the stop loss for the compound was right under this wick that started the bigger move. This is a 4-hour chart, right? So this was decent enough for a compound. This trade I closed this night. I had an order at 119.4k because I thought that we would slightly touch the 0.7 from the former high to this 107k low, and let's be honest, I got a bit lucky. If it touched overnight, I still think it will go higher, but I wanted to play it smart and safe. So I'm out of this Bitcoin trade at a pretty good win at around 1.3, 1.4k, maybe a bit more. So I was very content with how I traded this, because I waited, I didn't shake, I didn't take profits, I compounded properly, and yeah, that's it. It was a very good trade for me. You can also see here the reason why I stayed in this trade for so long is because I have noticed, I thought that people will start shorting and they will get liquidated, and that the chart would keep going higher. So you can see it here. The shorts were opening. The price was around 111, 112, 113. They kept opening short, they kept getting liquidated, and the same happened when the big move happened to 116, 17k. All the shorts got literally liquidated and clapped, and they literally shorted aggressively after. So I'm still expecting a bit higher here, to be honest. Not much higher. I think 120, 21, 22 is a very good price to sell at, and I'll probably do so. I really don't believe that we will go for another all-time high this year. Obviously I can't know, but this is my thesis and this is what I will go with, unless I see something else on the chart, obviously. But it's a trade I will take because that's my thought process, and I respect myself enough to do it. And then there is also the Ethereum long trade that I took on 25th of September, also based on the a big move to the downside, and the fact that we actually took the 4k level. We also had a very good value area low zone here of the current range that broke up to 5k. So I took this trade, I bought here, and I bought another compound one day after, and so the stop loss for the first buy was a bit higher, like it was a bit big, but obviously if I would have seen the chart going lower, I would have probably closed preemptively, because the stop loss on Ethereum was a bit hard to point at. Obviously after the chart moved higher, I moved it to break even. The compound one stop loss was literally under this wick from the value area low, and I have also compounded 2 more times, so compound 2 and 3, and I am literally moving the stop losses for compound 2 and 3 while the chart is moving up. Last night the Ethereum chart has claimed the POC of the whole range that moved to the 5k, and I am honestly looking at the 4.8k, 4.7, 4.8k area of value area high of the range, and hopefully it will go there. If not, I will just take my profits based on what I see on the chart, but not sure, we will see. The trade is still open. So this is the current 50k account, which is almost halfway to completion. I'm taking it slow, steady. I'm not taking random trades, I'm not taking blind trades, I'm not over leveraging, obviously. I'm not going extremely high on whatever positions. I'm not playing extremely aggressive with infinite risk, right? I'm not gambling here, I'm actually trading. So Ethereum position is still up, and I'm just waiting on it. That's it. And that's it for September review. Thank you a lot for watching, and hopefully you have learned something. I hope you will tune in next time, and I hope you enjoyed, and that's that. Thank you a lot.